Okay, excellent. I am fairly certain we're live. Let me check. We're doing
There's only one way to be sure.
We're doing something a little bit more different tonight, and I just want to make sure we might have done this correctly. I think so. It's looking like it turned up at the channel. Obviously, this will be available to watch again after it is done. Let me open up the chat, and we're going to get started with a live episode of the Fruit Salad Podcast.
Are kids still doing that? They still sounding vuvuzelas at the sound of excitement?
I don't think kids do anything anymore. I think they're into drugs
Kids
again.
just stare at their blue-cased, greasy iPads on the floor.
Yes.
Talking shit about the productions of AAA companies making their new game title.
Companies trying to entertain them.
The efforts of hundreds of artists and top-level programmers just are not cutting it for these greasy little carpet rug-dwelling monsters.
But we spent $65 million and took 2 years to make something that maybe you would like for $60.
Looks dumb. Not good enough for me.
Okay, let's get started. Hi,
Welcome, everybody, to the Fruit Salad Podcast.
Oh, no. This isn't the Fruit Salad Podcast. This is the, I really like the way this jacket looks, but it's a little tight in the arms podcast.
Oh!
I am
Why
here.
didn't you tell me this was, I really like the way this jacket looks, but it's a little tight in the arms podcast.
I thought you'd know. It kind of flows right off the tongue.
The #1 gaming podcast in the nation. Can't sue me, didn't say which nation. I'm not going.
So, guys, some of you might be aware of the Fruit Salad Podcast, and if you are, I apologize, but it is essentially a podcast where me and my friend...
This is the official condolence podcast that tries to relieve all of the previous grievances of the other unlisted podcasts.
So, listen up. We have got a series of topics that we have to go over here today. These are all very important, and I wanted to get into them. So, are you ready for this, Dan?
I am... Dr. Gamer Frasier Crane. I'm reading your chat text.
Okay.
I'm reading.
Dan, what makes a person want to smoke? Is it their brain, their lungs, their stomach? What is it that creates the urge to want to smoke?
Well, I think the thing that makes you smoke to begin with is not wanting to feel lonely. So probably loneliness is what makes people smoke to begin with, because they don't want to be left out. They've got that FOMO.
I don't know if that's it. I mean, I feel like once you're already addicted...
once you start smoking, obviously the addiction to nicotine is what makes you continue to smoke and makes it a habit.
Right, so is that your brain?
What?
Is that your brain, then?
Everything is your brain.
No, I mean, like... What?
Your whole existence takes place in your brain.
No, not my... Like, I have my fingers and my toes and my stomach.
Okay.
Then my brain.
But as far as your thoughts and chemical dependencies, those are enforced by your brain.
So you're saying your brain makes you want to smoke, not your lungs or your stomach?
Yeah. Because there's no actual need, and even if there was, that would still be managed by the brain. The big old meat computer.
Is the Pringles guy, the Pringles guy on the tube?
I do know the Pringles guy.
Do you envision him to have a body, or do you imagine him just to be a head?
No. We've seen it's canonically that he just flies around as a head, right?
Really?
Hasn't he done that? Doesn't he like fly around and take a bite of chips and fly back onto the can? Has he not done that?
You might be thinking of the old Walmart smiley face.
I'm sure they both do it, right?
Is the Pringles guy just a head, or is he a body?
I'm gonna passively deep dive this.
Okay.
And we can move on if you like.
Yes. Chat, by the way, you can also feel free to say whether or not you think the Pringles mascot is just a head, or that you imagine he also has a body.
Okay, this Pringle advert video on YouTube is definitely frightening and probably not. I feel like he's been animated and he's done exactly what I described at some point.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. He's just a head. Okay. I guess I've never seen his body.
I think the real thing we need to do is just spell out the variables, right? Like, if he is just a head and if he is a unrendered man up to this point. Like, what are the ramifications of us not having a clue what the rest of the Pringles man looks like?
Maybe the Pringles man is like living in the year 1995 and he's on dial-up and his body just hasn't loaded yet.
That could be. It needs to be refreshed before it goes through at
Uh-huh.
all.
And somebody picked up the phone while he was trying to download his body and it kicked him off the internet.
Oh, okay. Well, then what do you think the rest of the Pringles man looks like?
I picture him in a
Is
suit.
he a greasy? He's a greasy, middle-parted, mustachioed gentleman. Has he got a bow tie?
He's got a bow tie. I'm 90% sure the Pringles man has a bow tie.
Okay. Well, what do you think what's the rest of his wardrobe?
I think he's got a suit on.
Really?
You don't think the Pringles man is fancy?
I think he's got a suit on, but no pants. He's wearing nothing belt down.
Oh god!
Like
So his
this
penis?
is like the working from home Pringles man. Yeah,
His penis is just hanging out.
right. He's just got a suit top on
Does his
and the bow
penis look
tie
like Are
and his
Pringles?
hair already.
Is the shape of a
This is like
Pringle?
yeah, this is like Zoom call. He was like ahead of the Zoom call fad of only being business up top.
Okay.
Because he knew he was only going to be showing up for those headshots for the contract, because we haven't seen him. So he's like, oh, they're just doing more I've just got to do more headshot work today. So just in case, I'll have the top ready, but they ain't going below the belt. I'm not putting pants on.
What is he even based on? His design is pretty basic to where I don't even know what it would be like.
Yeah, he's not really achieving anything. Like, at least like the Special K, is that a rooster?
Yeah, well, that's
So that's at least like, oh, good morning. Like the rooster is the morning critter. That okay, we've got some sort of cohesive theme. But yeah, Pringles Man is just bringing the man to the table.
just a man's head.
Just the grease, I get. Like, is he just an embodiment of grease? Is that what we're supposed to be getting out of that?
You keep thinking he's greasy. Well, I guess
He's got his hair is very well.
Yeah, why? The Pringles man sucks.
His hair is very review broad down, if you will.
People in the chat, by the way, yes, we are just going to have the image for now. Maybe in the future we will do the video.
Yeah.
Just kind of
Once we get enough subs, then we can afford the bandwidth to
have video faces.
Yeah.
So for now, you're just listening to this, unless you want to look at that image that I made in 5 seconds. Okay, we'll move on from the Pringles guy because the more I thought about it, the more terrifying he really becomes.
Sure, yeah, that's that's some very dark water to just wade in willy nilly.
Why are hot dog buns connected together? Did you notice you have to peel them? You have to like pry them off from each other in a package.
Yeah, that's just how they like to stamp them. They just stamp them down like that.
But like, why? What does that even? How does that even help?
It's probably because the alternative is having to kind of ship them around. It probably saves a lot of space having them kind of pre-Tetris like that, because otherwise they would jumble around inside the bags a lot more, and then they would just be wasting a lot of space for transit.
I also want to point out that I feel like hot dog buns are too thick. I think that they could be a little thinner. I would not mind a lean hot dog bun.
Would you prefer more of a flatbread situation for a hot dog bun?
Well, I want it to still taste like the bread. I want it to have the same taste, but I just don't want as much bread. Because like I feel like with a burger, that's a lot more meat, so you want the bun to kind of tone down the meat. But with a hot dogs are not as like thick and meaty as a hamburger, so the bun should accommodate that, but it doesn't.
Sure.
Especially
quick segue to Pigs in a Blanket. The little what is that? Pillsbury wrap? What even is that? A croissant? What do you?
I think it's a biscuit thing.
Is that what it's for? A flat biscuit? Is that like for being wrapped around a weenie? Is that a thing that's sold?
Yeah, I think you got to do it yourself though, unless you buy it from a deli or something.
That's a little amazing that's such a meme that they just kind of sell that with the confidence that you're going to, it's Pigs in a Blanket night.
Well, they put the Pillsbury Doughboy on the label and he's holding a hot dog with it wrapped around there. Those are really good though. I do think those are the ultimate. Oh, fuck, I need to start doing that. Because see, my problem with I don't eat real hot dogs, so maybe that's why I feel the hot dog bun is too thick. Because like
Sure.
I have the veggie dogs, and they do not plump at all.
You're not going with the artisanal toasted variable that you could be so delicately indulging in.
Right. Yeah, like when you cook a normal hot dog, it could explode if you cooked it too long. Whereas the veggie dogs cannot explode. They don't change shape at all.
Sure.
They're skinnier. So maybe that's my problem. But I don't know. Speaking of bread, I just wanted to throw some shade at Subway. I think their bread is
Ooh.
terrible. I hate Subway's bread,
Ooh.
and Jimmy John's bread is way better than Subway's bread. Thoughts?
Dang. I'm sure Subway's bread is fine. What did you say? The compared to Jimmy John's?
Yeah, Jimmy John's is the best bread from any like sub shop.
Yes. Subway's bread is fine, but Jimmy John's bread is very definitely the ultimate.
Yeah, but like Subway's bread is too thick. Again, that's like I
I
don't
get,
like the
yeah,
thickness.
Subway should really have the Jimmy John option of hollowing that puppy out a bit.
Yeah, well, see what Jimmy John's does is they rip the bread out from inside of it.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah,
debread the bread, which
that's what I'm saying. Can I get my bread breadless? I'd like to order some breadless bread, please.
have I mentioned that I don't like hoodies with zippers? I think I did mention that.
To me, yes.
Yeah, so we won't go
What
into
was the rationale?
that.
Was
uh,
the
it like cuts off my circulation around my throat. I don't like that. Like when there's
really? But a pullover hits different?
no, I don't like a hoodie that doesn't have a zipper. Like
Oh, okay.
to where like there's no you just pull it over and the hood is baked into a sweatshirt, and I
Sure.
hate that because it always pulls on my throat, and it's just like I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I'm not comfortable. It's just terrible.
I can get into it. I can get into a pullover. Um, 'Cause a pullover hoodie knows what it is. You both know that it's definitely a very chilly, cozy day that day, and that puppy's not coming off. We are not changing. We're not going out. We're not good doing anything. And even if we are, it's going to be tucked and proper in all the places it's supposed to be without needing any sort of zippage.
Okay.
So I can get down with a pullover.
I guess I would just need mine to have like a really stretched out neck to be comfortable with it.
Yeah, is that the main issue? The neck?
Yeah, the throat, like the neck part, I hate.
Wow.
Here's a fun fact you might not have known. I don't think I've shared this with you yet. This is a JT exclusive.
Ooh.
When I was growing up,
Okay.
I hated wearing. I like how that intrigued you, just knowing this is a classic Josh story.
Sure.
I hated pants. I didn't like wearing pants. I didn't like wearing shorts. I just like to have it flipping around down there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do to make myself more comfortable is I would take my pants or my shorts and I would stretch them over the back of the kitchen table chairs so that it would stretch the pants overnight so that when I woke up in the morning and put them on, they'd be very loose so
Okay.
that it wouldn't bother me. So that was a common thing happening in my household where you just see Josh's pants all over,
Just pants everywhere.
just pants being stretched for the week.
I think that's fair because there's definitely a moment when you've got those fresh washed pants where
Yeah, I hate that.
yeah.
Clothes
I
too.
think you're just ahead of the curve on that one.
Mm-hmm. Like even if I have like a shirt washed, it just feels smaller. It just doesn't feel as good anymore.
Wait, do you do that with shirts as well, or
I
you
don't
just
do it
deal
with
with it
shirt.
with
No, no.
shirts?
I just don't wash my clothing and I make sure I never get it dirty.
Excellent.
And I eventually just throw it away and buy something new.
Why doesn't everyone else do that?
Because they're just not fucking smart like me. They're stupid assholes.
Oh, you hear that, everybody?
You're all stupid assholes. Okay,
Get
now.
get on his level, really. I mean,
um, next, I wanted to point out that I don't like cream surprises in food.
okay.
So, like when you're eating a donut and you're really excited this has happened to me so many times. It ruins my fucking day. Like when my parents will have donuts over there and I'll be like, "Ooh, okay, I'll be naughty and I'll like have a donut." and I'll bite into it, and there'll be some fucking goop on the inside, and it's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
not a
fuck
fan.
that.
I can't get down with filled donuts at all.
Yeah, I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. And like candy having something inside, just like don't.
There's candies that I like that can have that, but it's definitely unwelcome most of the time.
I mean, some candy, like if it's a sucker and it has no, I don't even like the Tootsie Pop in the middle of the sucker. I don't even like that.
Yeah, that's one that I could write as passable. If it's like jelly bean consistency to where it's just like another type of candy and it's not
Yeah,
like if it's not a release when it's like, oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
Those are never pleasant.
Well, the candy just came in my mouth. That was not what I signed
Yeah.
up for. But yeah, it's just such a great way to ruin a donut by putting something inside of it. Like, stop! I don't want jelly or custard in a donut. Stop.
Yeah.
Next up, I'd also like to keep to the food topic, but we're not even scratching the surface. This is a lot of shit that I've saved up
Oh
here.
no.
I'm looking at this list I have here of thoughts.
Did I wrongfully idle on the Pringles man for us?
No, we're good. We're good. Another thing that bothers me with food is when people will freeze food that shouldn't be frozen. So, like,
Mhm.
people will freeze a donut or they'll freeze milk or bread. Stop it. Just buy what you need to eat then. Like, why do you need... In what circumstance do you need to freeze bread? Why? Like, my grandmother does this. I think my mom has even done it in time. It's like, why do you need to freeze the bread? Oh, because I bought 2 loaves. Just buy 1 loaf.
Mhm.
And then go back and get the other one. Like, that can't... And, like, how can it possibly taste good after you thaw it out? Isn't it going to be wet? Like, wouldn't it be... Like, what? Why? It's not like the apocalypse where we have to save food. Stop freezing food that shouldn't be frozen. I've seen people
Right.
freeze milk. Like, what are you freezing milk for? My God. Stop it. I also wanted to point out there's... I noticed there's a lot of ugly models these days.
Dang.
Like when I go to a clothing website and I'm looking at clothing, a lot of the times like I have to stop and double take and try to focus on just the clothes because I'm just turned off by everything because everybody who's wearing it is so ugly. Like models aren't sexy anymore. And by the way, I'm including guys in this too. I'm not being sexist. I think the guys are ugly too. The guys and the girls.
Oh, thank goodness.
The guys and the girls are fucking ugly. There's a time when being a model meant something. You were like part of an elite group of people that was specially privileged to be gorgeous. And it's like, yeah, that's congratulations for you. You get to be a model. Just make sure you maintain this. And now it's just like anybody can be a model. Like there's no standards anymore.
Do you have names of approved models from the past?
Megan Clearman? No.
Okay, this is getting a little divisive.
No, I don't know names, but like, what's the one girl who now has a talk show?
All of them?
All of the models got talk shows?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then them. I didn't want to talk about this too much. I just wanted to point out there's too many ugly models these days, and it saddens me.
Good, got it.
I should be a model is what I'm saying. I want to. Pay me money for putting on a t-shirt and standing and looking like I have no expression. That's the other thing I hate. A lot of these models just look dead inside. It's like, why don't you let them smile? Like, let them look like a real person. Why is it just... Dan, what I'm going to choose for you as well, but what animal would you say best represents me? And I will pick which one I think best represents you. And we'll see if we match. Now, wait a minute. Think about what you would choose for yourself as well, and we'll see if we can match each other.
Okay. I'd say an otter for you.
Okay.
Like a nice little river, little clam-eating otter.
Like I'm smashing my clam really quick on my stomach to open it?
Yeah.
And why do you choose that for me?
I just feel the personality's there, the body type's there.
The body type is there.
The lifestyle.
You said I have the lifestyle of an otter.
Yeah.
I would choose a bear for you.
Oh, what kind? A koala bear? If koala bears were large as panda bears, that's what I would say. I would be right on the money.
Well, what's the personality of a koala bear as compared to like a panda bear? What's the difference there?
Oh, not from panda to koala, not much. But I was just saying that's not fair that pandas get to be big, but not koalas.
Hmm. I just feel like the hibernation thing of just like chilling, just not being, like, you know what? I'm fucking off for the next 6 months. I'm just relaxed and I'm sleeping. I'm enjoying this cozy cave.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later. It's
Yeah,
honey season.
yeah. I just think that really matches you. What would you consider yourself?
Something like a magpie.
Why magpie?
Just the parts of me that like punching above my weight class and starting shit.
Okay.
And like they'll go start fights between neighborhood cats and then leave.
I do think magpies are assholes, right?
Yeah.
In fact, on my list here, I should probably say it now because it is way down here, since we're talking about asshole birds. I was very devastated to learn what assholes seagulls are. Like, apparently seagulls are real assholes, and I was saddened by that because I always looked at them as being such a great bird that was related to summertime and tropical weather and
Yeah.
all that. And apparently I saw one thing where they try to eat baby bunnies, and they do.
Just floating around in the background of stuff and that's it.
Yeah, but like they eat bunnies and they eat like little things and they're assholes, and like if you have food on the beach they'll come swarm and attack you like a bunch of jerks and stuff. So
But I
yeah,
guess I should say the best like animal representation I've ever seen of us was that cockatoo and that owl that are hanging out.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Okay, I'll fetch it if you want to continue.
Okay. Um, I was also going to talk about how a few nights ago I was eating, and I noticed that when I eat, I always eat on the left or the right back side of my teeth. And it made me
Okay.
think about how weird it is that we like what are our front teeth even used for? We don't even need front teeth. Like what are they doing there? We don't eat with them. I guess they would be like to bite people, but we don't go around biting people anymore. So front teeth are really just there to look nice, to make your smile look nice, but like nobody eats their food with their front teeth.
Those are for cutting.
Cutting.
Yeah. Like biting is a cutting process and then chewing is like a gnashing process. That's more for, trying to cut things off of a carcass, a whole freaking body that's still there that wasn't chopped up with tools ahead of time.
Okay, I'm looking at this animated GIF you sent me of an owl and a cockatoo. Which one are you?
I haven't decided.
I feel like we both jump in and out of these roles.
Oh yeah, we both fulfill them randomly.
We sort of decide randomly which one is who. All right, well, let's go on to the next thing. The teeth thing was we used the front for cutting things.
Yeah, like humans in nature, they would kill something and then just go start getting chunks out of it with their little mouthies.
All right. I just feel like nowadays I want my front teeth to do more, so I'm going to start trying to eat things with my front teeth.
I like chewing gum with my front teeth.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It's more like a little game to hit it perfectly every time.
Okay. Here's something that blew my mind. How can we say like Monday, Tuesday, Friday? Why don't we say Fry night or Mon night when it's nighttime? Like it's not day anymore. I feel like we should switch over when it gets dark. Like if it's dark out, you wouldn't say, "Oh, it's Monday." You'd say, "Oh, it's Mon night. Have a nice Tuesday night." Like
Yeah,
what?
because every single day has day in it, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there wouldn't be a conflict there.
Right. So I don't understand. We really should, as a society, start making that change. Like we
Yeah,
shouldn't
I,
look at
I can fully stamp that one.
yeah, and it would be really fun to say sun night instead of
Right.
sun day because sun night is an oxymoron, and that would just be kind of fun. Like there's no sun at night, but we'd say sun night anyways, and it'd be cool. Be like, ooh, it's
Yeah, I
sun
like
night.
that one.
I also
That's
like
good.
yeah. So it'd be I'm. We need to start this. See, I have a lot of. This is why I should be president. Actually, I'd be making a lot
Hmm.
of changes.
Yeah, I don't know why you're pussyfooting around with these middlemen. Get to it.
Mm-hmm.
New jet-setting President Playboy Joshua Thomas has made a decree.
From now on, we're switching over when it gets dark. Okay. This is something I noticed. If there's any Russians in the chat right now, get ready to be angry with me. Russian people, your letters have got to be fake. There's no way. You're trolling the world. That's not a language. Russian letters look like the English alphabet, but it's like all capitalized and square shaped. This is not a real language. This is them trolling us. Like it looks like English, but like fake English. The kind of like words you would write on a video game like item. Like if there's Splatoon? A box of like if there's like a box
Splatoon letters.
It looks like Splatoon's fake language. Or if you need to like have a label on a box of cereal in a video game, you just write fake letters so you don't have to translate it. But it's
the Russian language does kind of seem like you just have to like tilt your head to the right and then you can read it normally.
Yeah.
Or something.
And like I said, some of them are English letters. It's like clearly a capital E, but it's like backwards and it's next to a box shape. Yeah. Russians, I have no idea what in the world is going on with your language, but fix it, please.
Tell them to start over.
Start over, Russians. It makes no sense. Good golly. This is something you and I might have talked about a little bit. We're not even halfway done, by the way. So get cozy, everybody in the chat. We are not even halfway done here. I've been collecting these thoughts for way too long. For those of you who are not initiated, basically we're just going over a bunch of shit that I randomly think of as my life goes on, and I've been typing it out to maybe use someday. Well, actually, I just use this to get answers from Dan, and then I ignore his answers, and so I don't learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, I really hate the idea of swimming in a lake or a pond. It just seems so dirty and fucking gross to me. And it's like, what the fuck what could be swimming around me, underneath me? It's just gross.
Well, then what do you do on Lake Day?
Lake Day?
Yeah, the day that they make us go out and swim in lakes. What do you do about that?
I don't attend such an event, nor have I heard such an event.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought you'd get in trouble.
No. I won't do it. Do you have any problems with jumping into a lake and swimming in it?
That does seem like it would be sort of a bad idea. Like, it's the kind of thing our parents always made us do.
Yeah, as a kid, I did it all the time without thinking.
And we're like, this water looks kind of fucked up. Is that okay? And they're like, all right, hang on. And they're like, well, that's nice. Grab onto that. We're firing the boat up. Get ready. You're going skiing. Here we go. They just kind of roll over it like it's part of a ritual we're not supposed to know about.
Because I remember when we were little, we would go with my cousins and their parents, and my parents would go too, and we'd have this like family thing where we would leave for a weekend to Wisconsin Dells, and we'd like get a cabin on the lake, one of the lakes out there, and it was really fun. And as a kid, I loved it, and we would just like jump in the lake and we'd swim around. And now, like as an adult, I would never fucking do that because the lake is just like I just think of all the fish that are swimming around in there, and it's just fucking gross. I think fish are gross. And I'm like swimming around. What if one like swims up my shorts and into my penis hole or something? Like why? I don't want to. I don't want to fish in my dick hole.
You don't?
God no.
Why not?
The fucking my dick hole isn't for things going in it.
What would you do with a fish in your dick hole?
What would you do?
Why did that sound like a rap verse or something?
I thought it was like what would you do for a Klondike bar? But no, but yeah, I could never do that. I'd never do that now. Now I will say this might make me seem kind of hypocritical, or this might be confusing. I would go into the ocean happily. To me, for some reason, the ocean is cleaner and more acceptable than a lake.
Well, it's less stagnant. That lets the little guys grow better.
Yeah, I don't know, but like going in the ocean, I'm like, oh yeah, it's the ocean. Woo, let's go. I mean, I won't go out too far because I'm terrified of sharks.
What answer that? I wanted that answered though. What would you do? Okay, you're in a lake by some happenstance. You've got a fish in your dick. Tell me about what you would do about that.
I would freak the F out. I would start screeching.
Would you just try to spin really quickly and hopefully just kind of launch it out with centrifugal force?
I'd grab the base of my dick to make sure it can't swim in there anymore, and I'd try to like piss it out.
Oh, okay.
And then I would like I'd grab a toothbrush and scrub the
So
inside of my
you would
penis.
just kind of try to Kool-Aid jammer it out.
Yeah, go-gurt.
Yeah, you'd go girt it. You'd give it the go girt and hurtin'.
And by the way, this people might think it's crazy that I'm saying a fish swimming up your dick hole, but actually this does happen in like the jungle and shit. That's why they tell you not to like go in the waters of the jungle, because there are little tiny fish that have swam up guys' dicks and they get like infected and seriously ill from that.
What about girls' dicks?
No, girls' dicks are safe.
Okay.
Girls have bigger dicks than guys.
Oh, it's got enough room to it can't latch on in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah,
well, that's great news.
That's why I really want to get a wetsuit so that I can just go into the ocean and never have to worry about that happening to me in the ocean, because my penis will be safe.
Sure. Okay. That's a good penis safety plan.
Wetsuits will save your penis holes. Check that book out at your local library. Okay. Oh, I already talked about the seagulls being assholes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That is sort of a tragedy.
Yeah, that seagulls are assholes.
Yeah, that's like having your whole town themed after an animal, and you see like the cartoon version of it, you know, and it looks all cute, and you're like, oh, what a great little themed animal we have for our town. And then you finally see one, and it's just like eating garbage, and then it shits on you.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing about seagulls. Like, you think of them as being on the beach, but actually a lot of seagulls are like in a Walmart's parking lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're in the Peru Mall's parking lot.
Next up, I wanted to talk about Christmas time, and because of course, it's still Christmas, and this is allowed. Okay, listen, I wrote this around Christmas, and we never used it. How come there doesn't seem to be a huge Christmas toy anymore? Like, what was the popular thing of 2020 or any year recently? There used to be Furby, Cabbage Patch Kids, the Wii, Tickle Me Elmo, Beanie Babies. I really miss when people would be like killing each other for a plastic toy.
Well, unfortunately in that regard, the world can have more than one meme now. So we've like unfortunately advanced beyond the like tribe levels of communication to where like we can literally just telephone one word back and forth to each other for a few years, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why, is there's too much selection. We don't understand that a small bowl that's full of plastic beans isn't actually any sort of enjoyable commodity in any sort.
Okay.
Oh, buy this Beanie Baby. Hide it away in your closet. Oh, Merry Christmas. Like, we've learned that that's not actually a cool thing to do.
Hide the Beanie Baby in your masturbation closet?
Yeah. Tabasco the Bull's got to watch you do that deed now every time. That's not a gift. That's a burden.
Star said people are killing each other for graphics cards now.
Oh, good.
And Chip Chap Chop has a good point. Hatchimals were definitely a big Christmas gift. That was a big Christmas thing.
Good for kids.
But it just seems like there's not as many anymore. Maybe it's because I'm not a child looking for these things. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm a little more concerned to why you're concerning yourself with that. Hey, wait, what's my big toy I'm supposed to get this year?
Mom, JoJo Siwa has a new headband that's coming out that I want for Christmas.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there it is. You got it.
Next up, I wanted to talk about the game of Hangman and how weird playing a game of Hangman is, because it's like, even if you, like, ignoring the weird, gruesome take on the game, even if you win a game of Hangman, you still probably have multiple parts of the guy's body hanging from a rope. So either way, that guy's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
one game of Hangman is more morbid than a lost one.
Right. Because if you just had a head, you start with the head. So it's like,
right. The implication is that things are there in hanging, not that the man isn't there at all.
Right.
If he's not completed. Like, you've still beamed in parts of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whoever this selected gentleman was in this is still having parts of him mysteriously lopped off.
And now, let's say if you're playing a game of Hangman, do you consider each one of the facial features a letter, or you just think the face is one mistake?
That is a plebeian mistake to even let it get to that point. You get an arm, a leg, a body, and a head.
Right,
and that's it.
I remember in my past, like as a kid.
Anybody that starts making that stuff up it cannot cope with the reality of their own failure.
I remember them trying to push it like, no, you got to draw an eye, and then an eye, then a nose, then a mouth, and it's like, okay, well, how are you not going to guess this then? I mean, do I have to draw each individual eyelash on the motherfucker too? Let's go.
Right. Yep.
I also was going to comment on, it's really kind of crazy how long we need to sleep every day. Like 7 to 8 hours is what doctors recommend we're supposed to sleep. That is such a long time to just be inactive and unconscious.
Yeah, that's a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. And I would say I sleep for about 8 to 9 hours a day. Like I can't
sleep. That's an amazing thing to me. That like anything that sleeps has like made it this far, like in life,
without being eaten while it was sleeping.
Right. Like what species? Like just imagine if there was only one species in the wild that slept. They'd get fucking owned like immediately.
Yeah, they
like
wouldn't be
like if like you could poke them a few times and like nothing would happen, and then you could just fucking gnash them on the neck and that's it. So it's like how that sleep is like a thing for like every living organism is pretty amazing to me.
Yeah, even like shit on the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, like lobsters and stuff. Like they probably sleep.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it all goes into a sleep cycle of some sort.
It's nothing like that's just like, oh, that's just the built-in vulnerability of life and society so that we watch each other's back when... No, we all fucking go to sleep at the same time. Oh, 8 p.m., here we go.
8 p.m.?
Hope nothing figured out how to stay awake for another 28 minutes to fucking slaughter me in my sleep.
Somebody said, damn Josh Jr. ads. Listen, I don't put ads on the videos, Greg. Those are just automatically generated. I have ads on.
That's YouTube. Yeah, you got to take that to YouTube HQ. That's got nothing to do with us.
Listen, you got to pay for this content some way. This is premium quality content. My sister and her husband go to bed, I'm not even joking, at like 7 p.m. every night. Like, how can anyone go to bed at 7 p.m.? How are they still alive?
Yeah.
How do they survive? I think I would survive quite a while because I don't go to bed until like 3 or 4 in the morning. So I should be eating people while they fall asleep. And then, I'll be...
Sure. Yeah, you should probably capitalize on that.
Mm-hmm. I need to start taking more advantage of people. Since we're on the topic, this isn't on my list, but I was thinking about this today. I'm making a list of things that I want to remind myself to do in the summertime. And I'm not going to go into the list because it's fucking January, almost February. But one thing I would point out at this particular moment in time is I love waking up very early in the summertime. I'm talking like 5:30 in the morning. And like getting out, going for a jog at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's just the air is dewy fresh. The sun is rising, and there's just a special, amazing kind of atmosphere of a
it's like it's like opening a new can of peanut butter or something, but you get it every day, but you got to get out there first.
It's so great, yeah, and it's such a stark difference from me in like the Halloween season and Christmas season where I want to stay up late at night and not wake up early, but early morning summers. Whew, baby, I am looking forward to that. Like I said, I wrote a little memo to myself to tell myself, listen, this is what you're going to do. And in the summer, I sleep less, too. There are people who sleep like 4 hours a night, and they're like perfectly capable of doing their shit. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good one. Are you ready?
This is a good one.
This is...
is this the Jill Taylor Hairstyles fan club?
We're going to see if Dan's racist. Dan?
Yeah, that's me.
Name a black person show that you like. Go, quick. Every second that you can't name one. The Chappelle Show?
Yeah.
Do you like that show for real?
But what's a black person show? A show that only features black, or like...
You know what it's a show that clearly is a black person show. Chappelle Show qualifies.
Okay. Chappelle Show's freaking instant gold.
See, I've never gotten into it. I never really saw it. I've seen clips. But I have more than one because I'm less racist than you. I would go for The Jeffersons. The Jeffersons is amazing. You ever watch that? I love George Jefferson and Wheezy. It's great. It's from the 70s. It spun off of All in the Family. And this is my joke answer, but I fully go with this. Family Feud with Steve Harvey. It's one of my favorite black people shows. You ever watch Family Feud with Steve Harvey?
Have we revealed if I'm as racist as you yet?
No, I win that category, obviously.
Okay.
Don't worry, you don't have to be nervous. I win that.
Sure.
Yeah. But have you ever watched Steve Harvey's Family
No.
Feud?
No.
It's pretty great. He's the best host since Richard Dawson on that. Because his reaction.
I don't think I've deliberately turned a television on purpose since
But you've
about
seen
2004.
You've seen clips, though.
Maybe.
I think you've linked me to Steve Harvey clips where he's just like acting. Like the question will be like, name something that a man will put in a woman's mouth. And then like the contestant will be like, what the fuck? And then
The only Steve Harvey clip I've seen is the one when he's on Rainbow Road.
That is one of my favorites too. Steve Harvey is a national treasure. So anyways, there's our favorite black people shows. Marty's chair in Frasier. Oh, this is something I noticed just the other night. Marty's chair in Frasier has the ability to vibrate, and he even uses this vibrate ability in multiple early episodes.
Really?
But then there is an episode where Frasier gets him a new chair, and that new chair vibrates, and when Marty sits in it and he turns on the vibrator, Marty says, "Oh, that's disgusting!" Like he's never experienced something like that before. Like he's never experienced a chair that massages him. So I just wanted to point out to the writers of Frasier, in case they're watching this.
Let me stop you right there. Where do you think a newfangled vibrator would be located?
Hopefully my rectum milking
As
my
opposed
prostate.
to... Why? Okay, I have a number of follow-up questions for that. Why did you associate that with your rectum?
Because I'm the one who should be getting my rectum pleased before you. I mean, do you disagree with that? If there is an ability for either of our prostates...
I'm just waiting for the next question to start.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to point out that Marty's chair at one point vibrated and plugged in, but then later they abandoned that idea, and they even had an episode where Marty acted like that. Like the very
refutes it.
Yeah, like the very concept of his chair vibrating and massaging him. What? Sorry, Frasier writers, go back to the writing room and fix that. Thank you. I love when a drink... Oh, I think this is... Me and you are going to agree with this, buddy boy. I love when a drink comes in a styrofoam cup.
Mm-hmm.
That just makes it so much better.
Yeah. Very well insulated.
The feeling of it. It just feels like I'm drinking a cup out of a cooler.
Yeah, even like the feel of styrofoam on your lips is feels very organic and satisfying.
It's just so good. Now, I was trying to think of where you would get a styrofoam cup from like a fast food place. Like, what made me think of that? I know Sonic gives you them, but I don't live by a Sonic. But like, where would that be? Where would I have seen that? Where? I don't know. But styrofoam cups, like when you get food somewhere to take out and they give you a drink in styrofoam. Oh my God, it's blissful. That's something they probably won't do that in like 15 years. They'll be like, oh, the styrofoam was bad for the environment. But listen, you kids, anyone listening to this podcast in the year 2055 and you don't know what a styrofoam cup is, you're missing out.
I don't think we considered whether or not the Earth drinks out of the styrofoam cups.
Maybe yeah.
Like, is it going to get pissed at us? Like, be like, wait a minute, where's all my freaking in like 1,000 years or whenever when they break down? The ones that are already out there, it's going to be like, where's my fucking styrofoam cups? I got to get my lean on.
Yeah, they're. I'm a fan of a styrofoam cup. I'm just trying to remember where the hell I would have had them. Oh! It's Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake gives you your drink in a styrofoam cup, and it's just, oh God, it's amazing. It's blissful. They give you the shakes in a styrofoam cup too. Which brings me to my next question. What causes brain freeze? Like when you drink something really cold, really quick. What causes brain freeze? Like, what is that actually?
That's the little molecules of Mr. Freeze that are left.
What
happens to Mr. Freeze at the end of the Batman movie?
I don't know. He probably becomes a good guy and de-thaws. Oh my God, if that's the actual ending, that I jokingly tried to think of the dumbest ending for that. Which would be like he actually de-thaws and it thaws out his heart. And he's like, I'm a good guy now. Thank you, Batman.
I did not know about eHarmony. Thank you.
I have to look now. I honestly have to look. Mr. Freeze Batman ending. Does he de-thaw?
does he thaw?
Does
Not
he?
like
Yeah.
shovel. Like unshoveling would be putting snow on something.
Right. Oh, these costumes are so fucking sexy and kinky back in the day. Superhero costumes in the 90s were so hot. Just this like foam rubber look. It's okay. He does de-thaw. I can't believe it. He actually de-thaws.
Did he?
He's.
So is there a shot of him just wearing like a polo and getting a job at like an insurance firm at the end or something?
I don't think he turns good. I'm not listening to the audio. He looks like he's still pretty angry, but he is de-thawed. Maybe he's good actually. Oh no, wait. No, I think he does turn good. So I just wrote that movie retroactively.
Damn.
I did it. I'm a writer. Somebody's saying he does not. You're lying, Miles. He does. I just looked at the video. He de-thawed. Okay. You didn't. So you actually don't know what causes brain freeze.
Oh, did you want a fake answer? Or?
I wanted a real answer. Like, what causes brain freeze? I assume, since these questions are honest and real, that I would be getting real answers, but apparently not.
Well, it's usually just when your brainstem gets too cold.
My brainstem?
Yeah, that's at like the back of your throat almost.
So I'm freezing my brainstem?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's terrifying. I didn't want to know that. Now whenever I have brain freeze, I'm going to think I'm fucking dying.
Well, you kind of are. That's why it hurts so bad. It's like, whoa, hey, what are you doing? We can't do this stuff.
Oh my god! Fucking answer them jokingly from now on. Jesus! Alright, well, let's move on to something else.
Okay.
What are we about we're about halfway. Halfway through this gobbledygook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad that the word fuck has lost all of its energy in today. Like, so many people just have said fuck so often that it just has no meaning.
I am far more upset about the word literally being put into its new role as just a empty filler word.
Yeah, everybody uses, especially of our generation, uses literally in a
but like they bent
context.
the definition of it. Like even the very definition of the word has been changed, like in dictionaries and whatnot.
What?
Yeah.
So how are we supposed to be? What is the new literally then?
It basically they updated the definition to just be like nothing.
How do you? First of all, you shouldn't update definitions of words. That's stupid. Like a word is a word. Why? So how do I say literally? How do I say like it's literally freezing outside?
Yeah, by the word. I guess we just have to make by the words a saying, a thing.
By the words, I have to say? I have to say, by the words, it's freezing outside.
Mm-hmm.
But we have...
Because that's what literally meant. It meant, like, by the literature of what I'm saying. Like, word for word. Or I guess, yeah, word for word.
I thought literally meant literally, as in what I am saying is truthful. I'm not exaggerating. It's 100% truthful.
No, that, like, literally should be used when you are exaggerating. But then it just so happens that this outlandish thing that you're saying is actually what is happening. It's like if you were eating something very hot, and people usually say, oh, my mouth is on fire, to signify spice. If you were eating something so spicy that your mouth did actually, by the words you are using, catch on fire, then that would make sense to say, my mouth is literally on fire right now.
I hate the English. I hate language.
But I think it did always have that meaning of just being, if what you're saying is like true.
We should just go back to grunting like cavemen.
There we go. Let's try that out. Till 9:58. Let's go.
Okay. You beat me to it. I was trying to find the grunt. All right, let's go back to literally using real language.
Did we just get copyrighted for that?
Yeah, Jim Allen's coming for us. That was about half of a script of Home Improvement right there. Am I wrong? I want a real answer for this. We're going to be serious. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong for not wanting to date a girl who I don't think has a good fashion sense?
I don't think you're wrong for not dating anybody.
But if there's a girl who liked me and I liked her...
Are you saying that that's her only disqualifying factor and you deem her unworthy by that alone?
Yeah, like she's cool and I like her. It's just like she's wearing Converse or something. And it's like, oh...
No, that still stands. I mean, a relationship's all about, what parts of humanity you have kind of latched onto to identify that person knows what's up, like that they know what's good, and that spending a lot of time with you is going to be, fruitful because they're going to know what the hell you're talking about. You're going to like what they're talking about. That's what it's for. Yeah,
it's just if I was dating a girl and I really liked her and we were dating for a while, and then I found out like she has Converse that she would wear, I'd be like, this can't happen. Like, how can I, Josh Thomas, king of shoe style, date you? Like, this isn't going to happen.
So I guess you could say, from your woman, you are not looking for conversation.
No, get out of here. Yuck, 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 yuck. So you're saying that I'm okay. Like, that's not a bad thing for me to be like, well, I'm sorry, that's just not going to work with me.
Your fashion let's back it up. Bad. Why would you think that would be a bad thing?
Because I guess society has taught me to be ashamed of myself in every possible way. Like any natural reaction that I have to something, I should feel shame. Crocs are another deal breaker. Somebody in the somebody in the chat said Crocs. Yeah, Crocs are a huge deal breaker. So, okay, I feel better about myself now.
Okay.
I've noticed that what are you eating, by the way?
Oh, my B-dubs showed up.
Oh, what's B-dubs?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, he's fucking eating Wild Wings there. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect timing. My next observation was fast food places give out way too many napkins. Like they grab, honestly, like 12 fucking napkins from Jimmy John's when I get it.
For deliveries, you mean?
Yeah, they just like stuff so many napkins in there. No wonder we've got climate change, apparently. It's the napkins, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
They should give you a maximum of like 3 napkins. That's all you need. But the people who work at these places just don't care. They're like quickly doing things and just grab a fistful of napkins. If I was the manager at like a Jimmy John's or any of these fast food places, I'd yell at these people on a daily basis. I'd be like, listen, do I have to take like 3 napkins and make like 50 piles of 3 napkins each in order for you guys to stop doing this?
Oh, as opposed to just getting your fist in there and getting...
Yeah, going. They're just like grabbing a fistful of them and throwing them in the bag, and they're giving way too many. I don't want to throw them away because I feel like I'm wasting things. My pantry has seriously enough napkins to like feed the poor if poor people ate napkins.
That is true. It does feel even more wasteful to just throw them away. I think I've done that same thing to where it's like, if it just feels like a crime to just throw it out just because you don't need it that second. But also, what are you going to do? Make your own dinner and then grab a couple?
Yeah. So I just have like this giant stash of napkins in my pantry. And it's just like, I can't throw them away because it just feels so wasteful. But it's like, I guess
I'll 2021. Let's think of some uses for napkins.
Yeah.
I'm sure places in the world need napkins. What are some things that you'd like to... What do you say we just throw them in the lakes?
There you go.
Suck up the lakes.
Suck up all those tiny fish that are swimming into penises.
Yeah.
Teach them a lesson. Okay, where are we on this? Okay, now we're getting the real questions out. This is a demented one, even by my standards. I don't know where my head was when I wrote this. What would you rather have sex with? Now brace yourself. Pancakes or waffles? Now, the scenario is there's a big bed, and the bed is full of pancakes and full of waffles. You have to jump onto the bed and hump the pancakes and waffles and have sex with them to the point of climaxing.
Mm-hmm.
So would you rather have sex with pancakes or waffles?
I think the trap immediate answer a lot of people will go with is pancakes for the sheer smoothness. But now, hang on. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about the structural rigidity of a bunch of mushy pancakes after pump 6? The waffle situation is going to give you an aligned channeling through multiple waffle sockets that will probably align yourself to a nice, structured, pleasurable breakfast cave.
I really want your girlfriend to be listening in on this conversation.
I'm not sure what you think that would change about any of it.
Liza, I hope you're hearing this. I mean, I think I agree, and there would be syrup. There would be heavy syrup.
Well, I mean, that is heavily implied.
I think I would go with the pancakes because I feel like the waffles would hurt. Those are rigid. They're harder.
See that I think that's a concern as well, but I think that pump 6 mark is really going to be the determining factor of. Now, is this assumed that like a success is not going to be rewarded unless climax is achieved? Like, is that the...
You have to climax. You have to climax, yes.
Sure, yeah. It's got to be waffles.
That's a good question, actually. I would say pancakes, so I disagree with you on that. But I would say...
there's only one way to settle this.
Katie in the chat wants to know if butter is involved.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a question, though, that is interesting. When would you say sex has taken place among two individuals? Like, do you need to orgasm for it to be sex?
No.
So it's sex, literally, would you say you've had sex with somebody the moment your penis goes into a vagina?
I would say any contact-based arousal or continuation of it is what a sexing is.
Let's pretend that I'm a virgin.
Mm-hmm. Now that's comedy.
And let's say a girl is over my house and she's rubbing her butt up against... You have
to slow down. This is getting wildly difficult for me to...
And let's say that she's rubbing her butt against my crotch. And
she absolutely sexed you.
So then I would say I no longer have my virginity after that?
Right.
Really? Now that is an interesting...
So you can stroll into your local pub and say, guys...
Oh my God.
What's happened?
Chat! It turns out I'm not actually a virgin after all! Ah! Now see, I don't know if I would agree with that. I feel like, my definition would be, there has to be a penis in a vagina, and it has to be in there for like a minimum of like 2 to 3 minutes for sex to have been taking place to me.
Really? So if you've got a time trial beater that can get it out in a minute, then they're just doomed.
They're doomed for a life.
They will die a virgin.
Yeah, they're doomed for a life of virginity. It just seems really weird. Like, I don't know when sex... all joking aside, I don't know when it's like officially sex has taken place. Like when you would officially be like, yes, I've had sex because I've done this.
I guess penis and vagina intercourse, but then it comes down to, homosexual sex. Like, what is that?
Gay people are virgins forever, no matter what.
What?
Gay people are virgins forever, no matter what then.
Yeah, I guess because it's like they're both showing up for like they're both referees to the race and they both show up with the finish line. So it's like, are we done? Did we start? Did you get the...
In order for a gay person to lose their virginity, they have to successfully put their penis into the other man's penis hole.
Oh.
And that's when they lose their virginity. So very few have done it. There have been some, and it burns like hell for one of the guys. But it is...
Okay, which one?
Well, take a guess. It's the one that's getting his penis ripped into.
Why am I getting like 60% of the home improvement erotica energy from this discussion.
They don't know about the days when I used to. Now, see, you put me in the situation where I need to explain that.
No, you don't. We can just roll right past it. If you pay us enough, we'll release that.
Yeah. I think if that gets released, I officially will be arrested, so we don't want that to go.
Nothing in the world is free, you little goons.
Okay, so we're still on the what would you rather have sex with, by the way. There's still more to that.
Sure, okay.
The next category is what would you rather have sex with, a beehive, or a salt shaker?
Oh. Well, that's a salt shaker.
Diego, I know that it burns because a lot of gay men have lost their virginity to me.
Wait, no, is this the...
This is the thing about the penises ripping into each other. Diego wanted to know. So what would you pick, a beehive or a salt shaker?
I'm just going to go with the salt shaker. I don't want to...
Really?
Nothing about the bee is advantageous.
Have you thought about the bees stinging your penis?
Is the beehive guaranteed to be inhabited, or is that the gamble?
There's bees in that beehive.
Okay.
And you know what I noticed? They definitely don't like being fucked. So...
Okay. I'll go with the beehive.
I mean, think about this with the beehive. If the bees sting your penis, it's going to swell up to be huge.
Yeah, now wait a minute. If you fuck a beehive, are the bees virgins?
Well...
Is it a select all situation when you're fucking the hive?
I mean, if you hit the queen bee, that's really going to be something.
Oh, that's bonus points, obviously.
Yeah, that's where you really go for the high score. And then you can always say that you molested a beehive, which is a fun story to tell the grandkids.
Which I will.
The grandkids will like to hear that.
I will say that. I'm going to say that.
Are we going to still be friends after this? You ain't going nowhere, bucko! So what would you really pick? The salt shaker, you said?
Yeah, salt shaker for sure.
But then, think about, have you ever been showering and you're scrubbing up? Well, what am I saying? Of course you don't shower. No! But imagine you've been showering.
Okay.
And you get some of the soap, you get some of the body wash in your dick hole, and it burns like hell, and you literally can't pee until it naturally flushes its way out. So
sure.
That's gotta be what the salt shaker is gonna do, and worse.
Uh-huh.
So that's gonna likely go right into your dick hole.
Yeah.
Whereas the beehive...
I got a dick hole like a funnel. I'm really second guessing everything now.
Yeah. So what would you want? See, I would probably go for the beehive.
Okay.
I would fuck the beehive before I would fuck a salt shaker. I mean, obviously the salt shaker...
Not a singular bee.
I want... what?
You said a beehive, or a salt shaker.
Oh, no. I was just starting over. I meant a beehive or a salt shaker. I didn't mean a bee, comma.
I thought it was three choices of one single bee, a beehive.
No. My apologies.
Or a salt shaker. Okay, that narrows it. Yeah, I would definitely go with the salt shaker, though.
Okay, well then let's do it together, and we'll make a YouTube video on it, and we'll see who's in more pain.
Okay.
This would make us a lot of money, you know. The next one is... We'll skip this one.
No, go ahead.
Would you rather have sex
unless it's darker than that.
Would you rather... No. Would you rather have sex with an 800-pound woman or a 50-pound man?
Oh. I'll take the woman, the fine, voluptuous BB dub.
Okay. I would go for the man because...
I could tell by your okay.
I wouldn't. I'd rather fuck the beehive. Let's go back to... I'm starting to really like the beehive, actually.
Good.
Okay. Well, let's move on from that. Here's one. This is more pleasant. We're getting out of that dark fucking alley that we were in with all these weird questions. How in the hell were piano stores a common thing in malls in the 90s? It's so weird to think that people would just randomly go into a piano store and need a piano for their house. A piano was an article of furniture or something. But
sure.
If you look back to the 90s, piano stores were absolutely a common thing in malls in America.
And all of their installations required a crane, which is why the Pink Panther had such a heyday with all those piano cranes.
But isn't it weird, like, that we just apparently used to think pianos were like, oh, we got a couch, we got a love seat, oh, we got a piano.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with a piano in the house.
Did you seriously?
Yeah.
I never did.
Yeah, so my mom is one of those dullards that we're talking about right now.
We just go out and buy a piano.
Yeah.
That's so weird to me that there would be...
We got the milk, we got the eggs, we got the piano, got the sour cream.
What a weird thing. What a weird thing. Yeah. It seems like such a... Like, nobody buys a piano now.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even afford to buy bread. We can't even afford to buy salt shakers to have sex with, let alone pianos.
Right.
Okay, Dan, scenario time. Right? Me and you are on a plane. What would you do if I went crazy, lost my mind, and I started hijacking the airplane that we were on? How would you talk me out of it?
Let's see. I would...
Somebody better start talking, man, because there's no Jaws ride at Universal Studios anymore.
Josh,
I can't take what?
Josh, it's me, Dan. I've got a never before seen unpackaged box of new orange and yellow. They're like a sunset Maison Margiela sneaker in the
No. I don't like the sound of that.
No, it's a Maison Margiela. You never see it's a pearlescent color. And you wouldn't believe it's on the inside.
I don't need no shoes where I'm going, pal.
It's got a real latex insole insert of links, and she's nudie. So you get to slip
I don't like cartoon characters on my shoes.
Slip your little footsies down onto Lynx's raw, ready behind inside of the shoe of your orange and yellow sunset tinted Maison Margiela sneakers.
That didn't do it. That didn't do it. I'm driving this plane into a hill.
Gosh, don't look now. Catwoman from the cat. Did you know Catwoman's on this flight?
Where?
She's in the back. She's very daintily sipping from a little glass of champagne.
Get her over here. Bring her out here. I don't believe you.
She's back there. And she said, aren't you that... I don't know your name, but aren't you Josh Thomas's friend? And I said, yeah, I am. I'll go get... He's having a conniption up at the front and trying to commandeer this craft right now. You want me to go get him for you?
Why don't you bring her... I want to see that she's here.
She's enjoying her wine. I'm not going to disturb her enough just being in her presence.
See, I would be more... Let's
go talk to her.
It'd be more hot if she was, like, having milk out of a wine glass.
Oh, did I...
With, like, slurping it with her tongue.
I was sipping glass out of a wine. She's got a milk bowl on the floor. And she's not even licking it. She's just, like, doing sexy poses around it, arching her back real hard.
Stewardess, could I have some peanuts, please? You did it. Now, was she really on the plane?
Yeah, she's back there. She's on the same flight. She's on a connecting flight to L.A.
I'm going to have sex with Catwoman and join the Mile High Club.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. All right, Dan, I'll be right back. I'm going to
Don't forget the butter and salt and bees, live bees.
I know this is a weird request, but does anybody have a hornet's nest?
Is that the true horror of fucking a bee's nest? Is you just can't get off the same after you do it? Once
you've done that, just the pain just becomes something you're turned on by.
It's like some sort of rainforest frog venom that makes you hallucinate like crazy, and then just life's not good enough for you after you've experienced it.
Exactly. Dan, what makes us afraid of things when we're small children? Because we don't really have any, like, reference points for what's scary. So why would, like, a small child be afraid of Halloween decorations?
We just look at what's trending and do what we're told. We just do what PewDiePie tells us.
Well, like a 3-year-old child being afraid of, like, a witch. Why? Why would they be afraid of a witch? They don't know what scary is. Is it, like, just some sort of built-in,
probably just instincts.
Yeah, like instincts of being afraid of something that's different?
Yeah. Well, not only different, but like a lot of the Halloween like things that are scary, you know, they've got features of a lot of like our predators. So it's like they'll have big teeth, or they'll be in a hunched pose where they're about to pounce on us, or there'll be a weird, alarming color, or just unnatural stuff is really unnerving too. Like stuff that we haven't seen, even though we're just 3 years old, like... we know when we're seeing something that's messed up, that's totally new.
I
that we
guess
should probably watch out.
it's kind of like if like you're really really young and your uncle comes in and he's being like weird and goofy and you're like, what the fuck? What is this? Nobody's been weird and crazy like this before to me, and so you're just scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was never afraid of monsters. I am a monster.
That's true.
Hey, Dan, you want to go down memory lane with me real quick?
Fire up the Chevy. Let's roll.
The chat might like this. Do you remember Super Smash Bros. Brawl was just about to come out for the Nintendo Wii? And you were over my house with...
And you smashed the Melee disc in the palm of your hand.
And for whatever reason, I don't know who I was really proving
You thought it
anything
would be
to.
a great idea.
I just grabbed the old Melee game disc and I'm like, Brawl's coming out. And you guys wanted to play Melee, I think. And you guys were like, oh, let's play Melee.
Powder, that's probably what it was. It was just built up Melee frustration.
You guys are like, Melee's going to be better. Melee's better. Let's play Melee. And I'm like, you want to play Melee? Let's play Melee.
And he just powdered that disc right in the palm of his hand.
Yeah, which I regret doing.
Because that was like a, what, $100 game at least now?
That thing's worth a lot of money now. I got the case still, though. And Brawl is worth
Can you sell that for a lot of money now?
Yeah, Melee is one of the most expensive GameCube games, especially if you have the case. It's like, I'd imagine it's like... The
booklet?
Yeah.
It's just 70, but yeah, I mean...
I mean, that's more than what it was at launch, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of GameCube games are like, by the way, they're like $35 to $50, like on average. They have definitely held their value, which makes sense why Nintendo doesn't want to fucking sell them. Like, what are you doing, Nintendo? You love to rip us off. Like, why would you not put GameCube games on there? You'd sell them like crazy. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to remind you of that day, that immortal day.
That's great.
When I just like, and it wasn't even anger. I didn't even do it out of anger.
It was just a very inexplicable, just after it was over, the entire room said, "Oh, you idiot. Why did you do that?" I think you even said to yourself.
Huh, that didn't prove anything.
What did I think that was going to do?
Well, let's play Brawl. Oh, wait, that doesn't come out for 6 months.
Yeah. So. Oh, yeah, that was the best part. Because then it's like, well, then what are we even going to do? Because we can't even play that until that comes out now. Everybody
sit down in a location in my bedroom and just stare.
Well, Raving Rabbids it is.
How come nobody has cereal with chocolate milk?
They do.
Do they?
Yeah, that was a harsh nobody you just threw out. I'm sure plenty of people do that.
So they'll be having their cereal. They'll have.
You got at least 3 people in chat screaming that they do that.
That they have cereal with chocolate milk.
Oh yeah.
I've never tried that. I guess some cereals actually turn your cereal into chocolate milk just by being in the milk and floating around. Mm-hmm. But like, would you have chocolate milk with like Frosted Flakes? Like, what cereal would you have with chocolate milk?
It would probably be gross with most of the pairings, like honeycombs. That's probably one I would not go to chocolate milk for.
Yeah,
but yeah, actually, something like Frosted Flakes that's just like a nice, relatively bland palate. I think that could go pretty well.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess.
Throw it on some Cocoa Puffs. Go for a double negative. See
what
happens.
That's how you create a time portal.
2 chocolates cancel each other out.
What would you say is white people food?
Macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese.
A lot of cheese.
Like baked chicken breasts with just like lemon pepper on them.
Okay.
Sketty.
Not spaghetti. White people have sketty.
Right. Probably alphabet soup, I would think.
Well, me and you have had a lot of that, so.
Yeah.
That confirms it. I would say.
I mean, burgers. I mean, everybody loves burgers, but like, I feel like you can, if you wanted to build the racial profile for just like cliche white people stuff, it'd probably just be McDonald's.
I picture like a cookout in the summertime with like a dad getting the burgers ready. I would say salads seem like a very white people thing.
Yeah, that could be one.
White people are always having salads with their stuff. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, a salad and water. I'd say that's a good white people pairing.
Mm-hmm. A lot of white people like those obnoxious, like fancy salads too, with like, oh, there's berries and honeycomb
acai berries and sunflower seeds.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? I cannot, like, seriously, you cannot find a salad with, like, classic wholesome vegetables in it anymore anywhere. Like, Wendy's used to have the best salad ever. It was real lettuce and not the fucking weeds that they put on them now. Now salads are just filled with weeds. There's no lettuce. But it was like real lettuce. It was stringed up carrots. It had some cheddar cheese. It had broccoli. It had cauliflower and tomatoes. And it came with a little breadstick. And it was like the fucking greatest thing ever. And now all of Wendy's salads are like huckleberry pie with Koopa Doopa dressing. And it's like, oh, God. Salads aren't supposed to be cereal.
Huckleberry pie, hoopta doopta dressing.
That's what it is, though. It sucks. Give me a fucking good American white people salad, damn it. All right. Well, we got more here, so let's keep going. There's a few more. We're not done yet. Has anyone in the chat killed themselves yet? Should we check on anyone? Everybody doing okay? Everybody press 1 in the chat if you're
That's
still...
why we book these venues. They've got a service for that.
Mm-hmm. I have noticed, by the way, that going live this way does not seem to send out the notification to as many people. So YouTube doing its job as usual.
Even better.
Yeah. Whereas if I go live on my phone, it sends.
Well, do they see the Fruit Salad podcast in the notification?
Yes, that might be why
that explains it.
Did not come to this. That might explain it. Oh fuck! I just opened After Effects by accident. Well.
Rip.
Okay. We'll see how this plays out. I am, wait, I wonder what it would be like to switch bodies with a person. Okay. Anything there?
It'd probably be surprisingly
terrifying.
Not strange.
Really? No, let's say you and I switch bodies. I wonder if it would be, like, just absolutely devastating. Like, the different feelings.
I would imagine we'd get used to it, like, within the day.
And, like, I imagine what a headache feels like to you compared to what a headache feels like.
I'd have to deal with all your shit.
Yeah. Think of all the stuff.
Oh, God.
Do you think I have a higher tolerance for pain?
No. Not
really?
From what I've seen. You've definitely had your fair share of intense pains for whatever self-inflicted reasons sometimes.
But I don't know of any pain that you've had, so how can you be experienced in pain?
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of the paradox.
So, like, how do you know that maybe I do deal with pain more because I've got more experience of breaking things and flipping over and falling into acid?
Yeah, that's the person that's the unstoppable pain versus the unmovable pain reflex, because... But as far as just getting used to the body, like just walking around and simple stuff like that, I think it would be pretty easy, actually.
That would be easy, I imagine.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'd notice, like, vision differences. If we'd be like, whoa, your eyes are fucking way better than what mine are.
Oh, yeah, there would definitely, the initial shocks would definitely be super funny. I'd imagine, like, the first hour would just be, like, if we're in the same room, when we switched, like, the first hour would just be us fucking laughing at each other and like, our situation.
Like, holy shit, did you not, your eyes suck, dude! Did you not notice this? I can't see out of these things at all!
Mm-hmm.
You need glasses! So, yeah, I want to do that sometime. Remind me.
Okay.
We'll switch bodies and figure it out. It'll be a YouTube video. We'll do a YouTube video out of it. That'll be Monday's YouTube video.
We switched bodies?
Whoa! Jake Paul had sex with PewDiePie and then we switched bodies? Dan, I'm a really big fan of pennants. You know, like those classic pennants you'd put up on your bedroom wall. And I really want to start collecting.
Is that like a flag?
Kind of like a flag, yeah.
Just like a little wall flag thing? What are some pennants you have?
Well, I used to have them back in the day, and I want to start collecting retro pennants again. Obviously, the go-to thing is like sports teams, but I don't like sports teams. Okay. But I would have them for like the Smurfs or Power Rangers, or I used to have one for like the Jaws ride and the King Kong ride at Universal.
Is this essentially a poster?
No, a pennant looks like a very skinny arrow without the arrow. It looks like the top of an arrow if it were really skinny.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just thinking that's weird that there's a Power Rangers pennant and a Smurf pennant.
Yeah, they would just like back in the 80s and 90s, they would just put stuff on pennants that you could buy for your room as a kid. It's like a
What
trend.
the fuck?
And the reason I started thinking about these again is that Universal is doing this line of like 30th anniversary stuff, and it's got all the cool retro art for the rides that are no longer there.
Sure.
And I ordered like an $8 pennant from their shop online, and it's just like a cool retro Universal Studios Florida 1990s pennant. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to put that in my room. And I'm like, I'm going to go on eBay and look for more retro 80s, 90s pennants. So I think that's basically, since I have almost all the shoes that I could ever want, I need to think of another way to piss away money and collect something.
Right.
And it's going to be wetsuits and pennants.
Excellent.
Those are my new things. Here's one. So, I'm hearing all this like...
Oh, wait. Hey, I want to interrupt that one, and I wanted to interject with how bummed I was that you had never seen, that you didn't grow up with those like Scenorama beer sign type things, that your parents never like forced you to go to some restaurant or something where they had one of those like behind the bar that you'd sit and stare at when everyone's doing whatever they're doing with their human lives.
I've never seen
because
one of
those were really amazing for the time period. Like I remember just sitting and staring at those things like they were magic. And what reminded me is I've got like a little like wallpaper now of just like a little river, like a Frasier river scene or something, and I just realized how much that reminded me. I was like, why do I like this so? What's this reminding me of that I like this so much? And it was those things. I'm so sad that you never came across those, because they were in the early '90s. They were like really cool.
I feel like a lot of those would be like in pubs or like a pub themed restaurant.
Kind of, yeah, but yeah, or even just any just random, like I'm surprised Le Grotto didn't have anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Katie actually asked the question, what would be the first thing you'd do if you switched bodies with a girl?
Google how do I switch back to my body, I guess.
Okay. You wouldn't look at the nipples?
No.
I would.
What?
The first thing I would do is look at the nipples.
What?
I would look at those plump nip-nips.
Sippy nip-nips.
The people in the chat are saying your voice is not as deep as it used to be.
Oh, good.
Did you get castrated?
Mm-hmm.
I knew it because I did it. Oh, so I was thinking today, this is a slightly more serious topic, but I'm not handling it serious, so don't worry. This whole thing about, like, where should transgender people use the bathroom? Like, what bathroom should they use? Now, don't worry,
Okay.
we're not getting serious here. I can solve this, okay? And I think this is actually better for everyone. How about in public, the restroom is just single use? Like, one person at a time, no matter what you are, doesn't matter. Just go in and use it, and no one else is in there with you. Because first of all, this would make the bathroom way easier to keep clean. You wouldn't be cleaning some giant bathroom. Nobody
pretty
wants
much every
that.
bathroom that's in like the city is already doing that.
Oh, just a single-use thing?
Yeah,
I'm talking about
only
like
got room for one loo.
That's all you need, though. Like, but like in a Target or a Walmart, it's like this big room of bathrooms, like this, museum of toilets. It's like, why do we need all this? This is just gross. It just makes it dirtier. So just make one bathroom. Anyone can go in and use it. If somebody's in there, it's locked behind them, and you come out, and there's something. There's not going to be a line forming to use the bathroom. Like, that's ridiculous. So it's just so much more sanitary. Yeah,
like
everywhere.
at a mall.
Anywhere.
You're gonna put one bathroom in a mall?
Yeah.
Or just separate them to each individually.
Thing. So in a mall, you might have 4 bathrooms, like on each side of the mall, 2 on each side, but there's still just.
So
like
you're saying
one.
instead of one room that's got like 5 stalls in it, just sprinkle the stalls around everywhere so that every single one of them is private.
Right, and there's a toilet in them. There's a toilet and a urinal in each one of them, and a sink, and there you go, and a mirror, and that's it.
Well, that's an upsettingly coherent solution.
Right.
I mean, besides the fact that they'd have to put those in, I mean, that's not a bad idea. Like, look, if you people aren't gonna figure it out, we're going to the fucking single streamers.
Yeah, and think of how much more cozy it would be in your own private little bathroom. You don't have to worry about
Yeah,
anyone else.
I mean,
Like,
just in general, that seems like it'd be a better setup because
yeah.
even when they split it off and have these bathrooms, they don't have more than what 3 toilets and a couple of urinals. Like
Hmm.
that's, I mean,
And it's not, listen, I don't care what you say, it's not fun to pee or poop. First of all, I would never poop in public. But it's not fun to, like, pee in the same room as a bunch of strangers. Like, why would I want that? Like, you're taking a whiz at a urinal, and then, like, there's a guy next to you, there's two more guys coming in, and it's like, I got my dick out around a bunch of strangers. This is weird. Like, why are we doing this? This is strange. Like, another guy just has to glance down, and he'll get an eye full of JT cock. Like, I don't
yeah,
like
that's
this.
$20.
Yeah, you're not on my OnlyFans. Why are you getting it for free? But in all seriousness, like, how weird is that? We're that, like, think about, oh my God, I'm blowing my own mind. Why are we so okay with being inches away from a random stranger's guy's dick just flopped out, pissing next to us? Like, that
Oh,
is
so we
not
can't have
normal.
sex until we get married, but please, everybody get your dick out at the same time.
Yeah, that's so weird. That's not right. At some point, society fucked up with the whole bathroom thing. So if
We
anything,
probably are more advanced than that at this point.
yeah, so the restrooms, now obviously you have a problem of like a theme park. You got to have a lot of fucking restrooms in there, but still,
Uh-huh.
a theme park can still
You
do
can
like
still
individual.
segment it off to
Yeah,
just
one
be
thing.
more of like, you know how they'll just stack like 20 porta potties in an area,
Hmm.
but you know, just rig it up so that they're nice and they're each just individual and because then like, oh, we've got to buy another aluminum divider. Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
You do have to buy another aluminum divider to protect children's penises. Every single person.
yeah, everyone. I don't want
What are we
anyone.
doing here?
Yeah, the bathroom thing is that's definitely worth talking about because I think just as a whole, we went down a weird path with public restrooms in general, and it's time to
Yeah,
reevaluate that.
you're not wrong. Not wrong on that one.
I would also suggest that, like, if I'm in a Target, I'm not gonna have to use the restroom in general. Like, who goes to Target and they're like, "Oh, damn it, I have to poop." Like, what? What do you mean? Don't you take care of that before you leave the house? And you're like, "Well, I'm gonna make sure that I poop or pee if I have to." Like, I've never walked into a Target and been like, "Well, gotta take a dump and I gotta take a leak." Well, good thing I can do that in public here. It's just not right.
Boy, they literally mean public restroom.
Chip Chop Chop says,
Because it's not open to the public, you have to pee in public.
Chip Chap Chop says, I've seen a guy drop his pants to use the urinal.
Good.
It's a little weird.
That's good news.
I hate going into public restrooms because it's like, that floor is filthy. And like, oftentimes I'm wearing shoes that I love. So I'm like, I'm not going to walk in this fucking dank ass piss floor with these $600 Maison Margielas or Marc Jacobs.
Right.
Why do things cost so much more money now than they did 50 years ago?
What do you mean things?
Well, like you go and you buy a Hershey candy bar, and that Hershey candy bar is like $1.25 or $1.60 or something. Whereas in the 1970s, like 1972, that same candy bar would have probably been a little bigger, and it probably would have been like a dime. So what happened there? What happened to society that this happened? I mean, I know inflation. Everybody in the chat saying inflation, but I'm saying, what is inflation?
Oh, like
other than a fetish, what is inflation?
Well, inflation is just kind of like if the world's money were a server, that would be their idea of like nerfing it, and naturally, like things would only get more and more expensive over time, and it just keeps happening.
So the thing that I was looking into this because I was fascinated by it, and I found out a lot of stuff that angered me. One of the things that I noticed, though, is it's like whenever we print more money, like if America prints more money, that makes things cost more money, which to me seems like it kind of contradicts the idea of printing money to begin with because it's just hocking up the price. So like all these things people want, the free money from the government because of the coronavirus stuff, right?
Right.
And it's like, that is probably a bad idea in the long run because it's just going to fuck us over in future generations.
It's obviously not sustainable, but it is like a decent emergency play.
Right. So, like, I feel like for now, it's a good idea for the government to step in and maybe try to help some people here.
Right.
Uh,
And that's just on par. I mean, that's just what you do. Like, if you have the right to shut everything down and you have the reserves to, compensate people for what you are effectively taking from them by force,
right.
that's what you
But
should do. But that's obviously not sustainable.
But it's also just kind of like I feel like this whole problem then with the money like losing its value and all this shit, it feels like this is the government's fault. For decades they fucked us over and now our society is just so expensive. Like if the
Well,
government didn't ruin this for us somehow, we might still be buying 25-cent candy bars.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you're definitely in plenty of ways. You're definitely right.
Cuz like all these idiots that are corrupt beyond belief do all this
Yeah,
stupid shit.
they don't want to actually pay for things, so they'll just break the system so they can just imaginarily pay for it.
Yeah. And like we don't care because we're busy being distracted by Justin Bieber and our streaming devices and taking dick pics, so we don't notice any of this stuff
Well,
happening.
well, I think the main issue is it doesn't matter if we're distracted or not. We can't do fucking anything about it.
I'm getting really sick and tired of that too. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of stuff where I'm just like, we should do something, and like nobody wants to do anything. We're just
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you can't. You'd have to dedicate the rest of your life to losing.
right. Or we'd have to just society would have to become basically extremely violent towards
Yeah,
this stuff, which I
right.
think I can see
It
happening.
would just have to be this big revolution where you'd have to
Uh huh.
burn the whole motherfucker down and start
Which,
over.
listen, I think I got my pitchfork ready and my fireworks.
Well, I mean, America, we're definitely
We're heading there.
close.
We're heading there.
We're definitely, that's probably the next
Don't
stop.
worry, guys. We just have to burn this place down, and then we'll be having some 10-cent candy bars in no time. I want a 10-cent fucking Hershey bar, please.
I know it.
Because to me, I was trying to think about it at first before I did my research on it. I was like, well, I don't understand. Like, back in the day when they made a Hershey bar, it was made with probably about the same ingredients and same kind of factory. And like, I thought, if anything, wouldn't we have been, as time goes by, we generally find ways to make things easier. So I'm like, if
Right.
anything, wouldn't they have been cheaper to make now?
That's how inflation happens. That's kind of the cause of inflation is things becoming so easy that the only justification we have for it existing at all is that it costs more.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the other thing, though, because then, of course, like society needs to make more money in order to be able to afford these items, and so people get a raise for doing things and all this. So it's
Sure.
like, how did that not break even, though? Like in the 1970s, I don't know what people were making an hour at the average job. Maybe minimum
Hmm.
wage was $4 or something. I don't know. I'll just
Right.
assume. So it's
Well, like
like,
at those wages, if you were making 12.50, you could buy a house, pay off your college tuition, and have pretty much no problem buying all your food and shit.
yeah. So I just feel like it just seems like all the inflation didn't evenly add up as time went
Oh
on,
yeah,
as it
no,
should have.
absolutely not.
So,
Yeah,
it's like,
it
oh,
was not natural. Like it
right. So
wasn't.
it's like, oh, you were making $4 an hour and candy bars were 10 cents each, and now you're making $15 an hour and candy bars are $2 each, and it's like, yeah, that still doesn't add up
Right.
evenly.
It
It's
should
like,
not be 10 times higher in 10
right,
years.
right. So I don't know. People have to think of something because it feels like this is not sustainable. Only the
Yeah,
richest people will be only people with foxes for scarves and fancy top hats will be able to afford a Hershey bar
Well,
in 20 years.
the thing that's stupid about a lot of that is even the rich people are going to be fucked because like their whole support system is the people that they're pissing off.
Basically, the middle class is holding up the entire society.
Yeah.
And once that snaps, it all snaps and everyone's fucked.
Yeah, because then they're like, oh, no, well, we're out of Don Perignon. I'll just Amazon it. Who do you think Amazon is?
Well, the people who package the shit and make the shit is what you're saying.
Yeah, like the backbone of all of it is just the people that they, make do everything.
Yeah. This is why. Oh, and this is actually a good segue to one of the final things we're going to talk about here. I was watching for some reason the other night. I don't know why. I got in this like bad, endless loophole of looking at TikTok cringe compilations on YouTube. And it just really scared me because like I'm looking at these people and they're like wearing costumes and they're like dancing and singing or whatever they're doing and it's cringy. It's very cringy. And it just made me think, Oh, God. Uh-oh. Am I cringy, too? Wait a minute. This is stuff that I would do. Am I
Wait
one
a
of
minute,
them?
am I cringe?
God, Chad, am I cringe?
Oh,
Hello?
Josh, you've been posting cringe for the past 20 years.
Why didn't you tell me that I've been cringe?
I did. Every single time you did it, I would tell you I was cringe.
God.
That I would tell you it was cringe.
Chat, I've been cringe for fucking 14 years?
What could you be more specific on one of the ones you saw and what you related to yourself?
I mean, they all looked like people who would happily go to Fright Nights at Six Flags. They look like people that...
What did you relate to yourself that you thought?
It just made me concerned, because it's like I looked at these people, they have no idea how cringy they are. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute, I don't think I'm cringy, and they don't think they're cringy, but I know damn well that they are cringy, so what if I'm cringy and I don't see it?
Well, if you actually want to work this equation out, what things do you think would make you cringy, and then what things do you think would make you not cringy?
I'm making a winter Peter Pan cosplay in the basement. I mean, that's got cringe written all over it, doesn't it?
I mean... What should I not be watching the GIF of you as Peter Pan right now? The great one.
I mean, it's just
cringe.
And then it's like I cheered myself up by being like, I'm fairly certain I'm at least mildly attractive, and you can get away with doing more stupid stuff when you're mildly attractive. I also feel like I am.
If you're self-aware of it anyway, and
right? Like
part of it's charming, then it's not cringe.
The very fact that I was questioning whether or not I was cringe was proof to me that I might not be cringe. Because like all these people that are cringe don't even consider that what they're doing is cringe.
Well, the poll is up. Everybody can chime into the poll.
Is Josh Thomas cringe? Katie says you're not cringe, honey, so I believe Katie.
Okay, there you go, and that's all it took.
Gravy Pouch said that I'm a little bit cringe. Hey, fuck you, Gravy Pouch. I'm gonna fucking cum in your Gravy Pouch and taint your gravy. See, that was cringe. Oh, no! Yeah. Oh, God!
I just got emotionally triggered by someone named Gravy Pouch. I am cringe.
Oh, no, I just looked in the mirror and I'm getting acne. And I'm balding. And I'm auditioning for Fright Nights tomorrow. Oh, God.
Holy shit.
What?
I'm not even going to describe this. This can only be... Holy shit, that's wonderful. Thank you. Okay, all right, hang on. I'm going to send it to him. This is the only way that this can be administered in full effect.
Okay. Geo says this is the start of mental breakdown. Blue Dawn said that I'm cringe. Oh no! Aunt Chris! Ah! Well, now I feel terrible. I hope Aunt Chris hasn't been listening to this whole thing. Aunt Chris, we love you and we apologize. I apologize for anything.
Let's get another love dump for my Aunt Chris in the chat real quick. She's
everybody
just
in the chat.
The sweetest lady ever.
I worry about Aunt Chris worrying about the things that I do now and say. Aunt Chris, it's all just
about exposing.
Yeah, Aunt Chris, it's just a character I play. I'm really normal in real life. This is just a character.
We got to get back on script here. We wouldn't want this to seem like it's all ad-libbed.
Mm-hmm. So we've covered the inflation stuff. I like how this is the worst podcast in the history of ever. I mean, the stuff we're talking about.
Number one, you accidentally said worst. It's
the number one gaming podcast. But I was just thinking about how we literally just had a semi-genuine adult conversation about inflation in the same time that we talked about beehives. Mm-hmm. But I do have one final thing here.
Okay.
So I recently saw the trailer for Godzilla versus King Kong or whatever it's called. And
is there a new one?
I don't think they've ever done a modern Godzilla versus King Kong. So this is supposed to be a big thing.
Okay.
And the trailer dropped a couple days ago or something. And
sure.
I watched it, and I don't know if I'm getting old or if I'm just too smart to fall for this stuff. But like the whole time, I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I can't even fathom what I'm looking at. It's just a bunch of CGI mess for like split seconds. Like the action scenes are like 2 seconds before they cut to another shot of stuff. Like,
Yeah, I think I wanted to speak to that because, everyone loves to do that. Everybody loves to hop on that stance of, oh, over CGI, this sucks.
mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to get a quick little tidbit on why that is. It's because they'll break it down so that it's, easy as possible for VFX, which is effectively just panning, zooming shots of actors making shocked faces with
Mm-hmm.
lights flashing on them and then cutting to the thing. There's not enough of the like mixed composited shots where they're interacting with them or even like giving them a hug or whatever, like
There's no emotion anymore.
yeah, it's very hard to get the tangible interactions that make us care about anything in general if you're going to have it so divided so that it's easy to composite. And granted, there's plenty of situations where they'll take it the extra mile and they'll do the shots that are hella hard to do. Like Game of Thrones will have shots where she's actually like, on the dragons and like riding them and that kind of stuff. And I would say that there's still not enough of that kind of thing, but I just want to say that that's probably why we hate it so much, is because the movies are nothing but these impressive trailer shots that end up actually being really hard to write into the stories as something that we care about, other than it looking pretty. And
I
it
mean,
just ends up being so compartmentalized that it might as well be a PowerPoint that you're putting together with random cool looking shots and celebrities.
I guarantee you that when they make a lot of these modern action films, they literally think of things they could use for the trailer to sell it. Like they probably have like trailer shot, trailer line.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the thumb. Yeah, I mean, that's been a formula since forever.
That's terrible, though, that you would write your story thinking of how you're going to advertise it in a trailer.
Yeah, and I mean there's so many movies that are nothing but the trailer. It's like they have the meeting to set that stuff up, and then they're like, all right, break lunch, and then they just never come back.
And another thing that set me off on this is I watched the Kong versus Godzilla trailer, and I was like, oh, God, what was that? I don't even know what to think of that. And so then I watched an old clip from like whatever the last King Kong movie was, where he's like trying to save the blonde woman, and he's fighting these T-Rexes. There's like 3 of them and stuff. And it was like, it felt like it went on for an hour. And like, honestly, there was a cut to a different angle about every 2 to 4 seconds. It did not.
I can't stand that.
And I was just like, I was having like a panic attack. I didn't know what to even think. I was just like, oh God, this happens, that happens, this happens, that happens. And it goes on forever. And I'm just like, how do you storyboard this? Why do you do this? What am I supposed to be getting out of this? It's
yeah,
like,
and that too, because it's easy to just throw those shots together.
They didn't even need to be in sequence. You didn't even have to have a sequence of what happened. It was just like, oh, now they're stuck in vines. Now they're on a rock. Now he's doing that. And it's just like none of this. This is like millions of dollars of CG. And like it is so unappealing to sit and watch.
Yeah.
And another thing that really hurt for me to watch that stuff was prior to watching these King Kong clips, I was watching clips of Steven Spielberg's E.T., and E.T. is so well done. Like I was watching the scenes where like, E.T. is dying and then he's alive again and he has to get to the forest and the kids are on their bikes, and it's so well like shot and they stick with the scenes and it flows so well and there's emotion in the music and it's so good. And then going from that to the unbelievably mind-melting King Kong crap, it's just like different species made these things. Like humans didn't make the King Kong stuff, and it's just really weird. Like, does The Mandalorian have good action shots? I think that seems like it would.
I think good in the sense, good for what they are. They're good for being pretty campy, and there's some shots in there that are like that are just good on their own. Like you can just look at a GIF of it and be like, "Ooh, nice." And it's not disconnected from the story as a whole, which is what I think Mandalorian really succeeds at, is making that stuff like tangible and relevant.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had to have a mild rant about how I'm getting old, or I'm just too smart to fall for this like mess. It's like being in an arcade or something.
Well, I don't think I don't think anybody's falling for it, really. I mean, I think the majority lies on thinking, like, this is just kind of cut and dry, lame.
Uh-huh. I do have a lot of hope for humanity that, like, I would say as of the past 3 to 5 years or so, a lot more people are, like, commenting on YouTube videos and just commenting on stuff saying, like, oh, this is just a screen ride at Universal. Like, a lot of people don't want these stupid simulator rides at theme parks anymore.
That's kind of the same sort of, like,
Right.
logic that it gets broken down to, is like, what's the bare minimum we can get away with here? And then
Mhm.
that's all that gets done.
And like you look at The Mandalorian, a lot of that stuff is real, whereas before Star Wars was very heavily fake CG, blue screen nonsense. Like, can you imagine Baby Yoda not being a real puppet? Like, that wouldn't have worked as well. So yeah, I'm just really happy to see society coming around to, like, no, yeah, actually that's true. Real things are more fun to watch. And so before we go though, Tech is amazing. We got to give him a shout out for his super chat here. Tech wants us to play a quick round of sweet and sour.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I have to find a good sweet or sour for you here. In case you guys don't know, sweet or sour was a little segment that Dan and I would play, where we would send each other an image, and we had to decide if that image makes us feel sweet and, like, happy, or sour, as in it was disturbing and terrible to look at. So. I'm going to get one for Dan. And I think the bit is that we don't show them the picture.
Right.
We have to
You don't
describe
get to
it.
see this.
Yes. Oh, God. Usually we have these prepared.
No, I don't think we did.
Didn't we?
Oh no, no, that's true. We did.
Looks like we did.
Oh, here's yours.
Now let's see. Dan has sent me an image, and I will tell you if this makes me sweet or sour. 1 second here. This is an image of a model.
No, don't even describe. Do you even describe it?
I think we described it. Yeah, we described it. You can't leave them that in the dark. It's an image of a model wearing just sandals.
I thought it would be fun to just have our implications of disgust or glee. Okay, this is a very sweet image.
Really? You think that's a sweet image?
Oh, the details. Oh, why? What is the?
This is. I mean, you know what's really disturbing?
Oh, that's his penis.
It's really disturbing because this is like a trend. That isn't even the only one I found.
God.
There's
the multiple elements. Oh no! What is? What's in his hand?
A seashell? Is there a seashell?
It looks like a humanity from Dark Souls. What the fuck is that? Why is he burning it on a pyre?
Dan sent me a picture of really ugly, very thick sandals that a man is wearing. And I sent Dan some erotic Shrek cakes.
As usual.
Yeah, I just went for
Now
the
guess
people.
who the designer behind those was.
I'm going to be real. I'm going to guess Maison Margiela.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, see, Maison Margiela is this weird. Maison Margiela is like a, what's the word? It's like Russian roulette for me. It's either great. Yeah, it's hit or miss. Some of them, some of their styles are
never miss, huh?
Some of the styles are really cool with Maison Margiela, and then tons of them are just like, all right, you're trying to just be weird. I don't even know what you're trying to do here. But I think that's probably enough of this nonsense. I want to thank all of you for joining us for this impromptu fruit salad podcast.
Yeah, and I'd actually like to discipline a lot of you.
Okay, go ahead and do it. I mean,
you are all up past your bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
Your homework is not done. You are obviously not planning or pondering what you're going to do with the rest of your life because you are sitting here observing and willingly exposing yourself to this, the #1 gaming podcast in the nation. And I would just like to give you this deep reprimanding for it. You're bad.
I agree.
Your dog water, your shitters.
What? Before we go, though, I actually do have to send you an image, Dan, and you can say what this image is on the podcast, assuming that Aunt Chris did not run away in fear from us just yet.
Okay. No, I'm sure she's very
Go ahead and...
Oh, there we go. He's got his little shark plug. He's got his little shark charger.
And Chris, the little shark that you...
He's charging with his little shark you gave him.
I'm ready for summertime. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to this. It will be uploaded to the channel for anyone who wants to listen to this again for some reason. And I don't know how I feel about doing more fruit salad podcasts. This is very mentally draining, but maybe we'll do these again.
This was the COVID killer equivalent of the podcast.
Yes.
This was the big one.
This is it. There's a lot of crap. Thank you guys. Thank you, Dan, for joining me.
Thank you very much to chat for being here with us. You're still in trouble, but we do love you very much. You make us feel appreciated in ways that are just frankly unhealthy.
Mm-hmm. Abe showed up late, though. I want to point that out. So.
Yeah, don't think we're not docking your V-Bucks for that one.
All right. Good night. I love you guys.
Toodly doodle.